So obviously, if you've been watching any of my videos for a little while, you know that I have a very extensive TBR. I have close to 600, over 600. Not quite sure, I need to balance my TBR again, but life's been really crazy recently, so that hasn't happened. Anyway, there's a lot, and in an effort to try to really hone in on some of the books that I've had for the longest on my list, I actually pulled out this notebook that I've been using to kind of keep track of all of my books that I own physically, and I started this in 2024 when I first got this, and I did an immediate TBR list in 2024 of all the books that I already had on my shelves. So that means I've had these books on my shelves for 2 years or longer. I know some of these are much longer. And then each year when I get new ones, I start an entire new list, and it's just recent book purchases for that year. So these are the books purchased in 2024, and obviously I do year by year. You get the drift. So I would like to really start tackling the ones that have been on my list the longest, because those are the ones that I don't tend to gravitate towards when I'm making my monthly TBRs. So at least once a month, I'm going to try doing these TBR takedowns where I pick books specifically from that list. For this TBR takedown, I'm going to be doing a 24-hour reading challenge, and I already have my books picked out for this little 24-hour segment. The nice thing is I had some books on my February TBR that my boyfriend picked for me that are from this list. I also have one from a previous TBR that I never got to that is also in this list. So let's just get right into them. The first is We Must Be Brave. I did already start this. I'm about 108 pages into it, and it's very moving. It's very sad, but also like kind of uplifting. Shows the love that can be found in the worst of times. It's set in World War II, where this woman finds a young girl left on a bus and is trying to find her family, and then when she realizes she can't, she decides to take her in. So that one's very moving. The next two are the ones on my February TBR. First is The Cellar by Natasha Preston. This is a YA thriller about a young girl that is trapped in a cellar with some other girls, and they're all given flower names, and I'm assuming this talks about how they eventually make it out of the cellar. The next on the list is Hate List. This is about a young girl whose boyfriend actually committed a terrible crime at a school, and she feels really guilty for it because she made a list with him of all the people that they hated, and these are the people that he ended up targeting. And this is kind of talking about her having to come to grips with everything, try to form new relationships with people in the school, within her family. I think this one's also probably, unfortunately, going to be very sad. Then another one that I picked is The Marsh King's Daughter. This one sounds really interesting. This is also a like suspense thriller. I think this is more of an adult one. This is about a young woman. Actually, she's not that young anymore. She is now married with her own family. What her husband doesn't know is that she's a product of an abduction, where her mother was abducted as a teenager by this man who is the main female character's father. So you can kind of figure out what happened with that. Her father wasn't